Hey, what's going on, y'all? This your man Step, and welcome back to the Vibes with Step podcast. I hope y'all having a good time. I hope y'all having a good night, morning, afternoon. It's all the same because we all here, and I appreciate you for that. So, what's the topic today, Step? Good question, cause I don't even know. Since I don't know, I recorded a few podcasts since starting this podcast. Well, I recorded a few little topics. I scrapped two of them because I don't think it's that time for that kind of shit. See, one thing I'm doing, and it's just a little heads up since we at the beginning of this little journey of mine with this podcast. One thing I don't want to do is talk about real life situations. At least not in depth. Like depression and like gender equality and all that crazy shit, politics. I'm not into politics personally, so I wouldn't talk about it anyway. But I don't want to get into shit like that until maybe later down the road when I'm comfortable, when I got other guests to join me and we can, hash it out, talk about certain things like that. But at this point, I want to keep it kind of lighthearted, get a little deep, and talk about things. So I think at this point, how about we talk about helping people and saving a life? I think when it comes to helping people, that could be for anything. Saving a life don't mean you gotta actually save somebody's life from death and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it goes a long way to actually help a person. I found myself in positions where I help people, and I like it. And I don't do it to the point where I expect something in return. I don't care to get anything in return. You don't owe me shit, when it comes to helping somebody. I done found myself in situations where I took a risk with helping somebody and things could have got bad, you know? Like I remember I broke up with this chick, you know what I'm saying? It was some years ago. And I drove off and I was at this stoplight and this lady just ran up to the window. Now in that situation anything could happen. She could have robbed me or something like that. She could have been in danger, anything. But she just tapped on the window, and that stoplight was red for a while. But I put down the window and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And it was at night. You know what I'm saying? It was like 9 or 10 o'clock, something like that. She just asked me for a ride. She was like, "Hey, I need to get up the road." My thing is, where I dropped her off wasn't that far, so she could have walked. So I'm thinking in my head, I didn't know where she wanted to go. She just said, somewhere up the road, and I was, in my head, I was like, man, I don't know, cause I don't trust shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a sixth sense when you dealing with something like that. You don't want to just tell certain people, yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all another little story about helping somebody and then they use you or set you up or something like that. I found myself in a situation like that. Nobody got hurt, but it just show you got to be careful. But anyway, back to this situation I was talking about. So the lady was, at the window for a while. That stoplight was red. You know what I'm saying? It all happened so fast. She asked me for a ride and she said she'd give me some money. Now, mind you, I don't help people, like I said, to get something in return. It's not my steez. You know what I'm saying? It's not what I do. But I told her, you know what? Get in. I'll take you. You just going up the road. I'm going that way too. It is what it is. Cause I was actually headed that way where she said she was going. So she got in the car. We ain't talk. She just said thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And I was like, no problem. And I turned down the music and shit like that because I was trying to actually just pay attention to what her next move was. You know what I'm saying? I got to the next light that was up the road, and she said, "Oh, you could drop me off right here. That's fine." And I parked the car. Thankfully the stoplight up the road, it was at red too, which is funny to me. But yeah, it was red. I stopped at that light. She got out and was like, well, she didn't get out, but she was on her way to getting out. She was like, "Hey, how much do I owe you? I want to thank you for that." And I was like, "You don't owe me nothing." And she was like, "You sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, just, hey, I'm just doing a favor for somebody." And it made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? It was real stupid, you know, because that lady could have did anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Or she could have tried, and I could have found myself dead, robbed, or drugged, or whatever the fuck. Anything could have happened. Set up. You know what I'm saying? Because the way it all happened, one, it was at night. Two, it was just some random lady while I was stopped. You know, so somebody else could have just ran out from the other side and got at me or somebody. You never know in a situation like that. Things happen. You know, but it, you know, after that, I felt good. One, because I was coming out of breakup, and, you know, to help somebody after that whole little situation, it felt real good for me to do it. We all need help at some point in life, you know. You find people on the, you know, on the side of the road asking for money and shit like that, and sometimes it's a real difficult thing to, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and say help everybody, because some people will set you up. You know, and matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what I'm talking about as far as the whole setup thing. So yeah, I was at that auto place, AutoZone, yeah, and it was night, around 9-10 o'clock again, you know, and I had my cousin with me, my younger cousin. I call her, like, you know, I call her my sister, you know what I'm saying, and I had, you know, her and her little brother with me. So they, you know, her little brother was in the back, she was in the passenger seat. And I was waiting on the guys to get back at me about something. I forgot what I was there for. I think windshield wipers or something like that. So we parked, and I got my window up. Windows tinted, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lady that hopped out a black truck that was next to us. They was like 2 spaces across from us, you know what I'm saying? She got out, and it was out of nowhere, because I was talking to my sister, and then the lady just kind of tapped on the window and like caught me by surprise. So she got out and she came over, tapped the window. Mind you, this lady pregnant, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell it was real. You know, it wasn't fake. You know, I done seen fake bellies in movies and shit. I done, you know, hey, you put a pillow under there, you put a flat basketball under there, anything. But you could tell she was pregnant. So the lady came up on me and was like, hey, I need a ride. I'm hungry. And, you know, I was like, where you trying to go? That's what I asked her, and she was like, I don't know, I'm just hungry. And I was like, I could take you across the street and get you, you know, a burger or something like that. And she was like, no, I don't want that. And listen, right there in my head, I'm thinking, this way you gotta be careful, y'all. I'm thinking, you hungry, but your ass being picky. One, you pregnant, so you gotta feed you and that baby. You know what I'm saying? So why the hell your ass being pregnant? I'm over here offering to take you across the street and get you a meal. And mind you, at that time, I ain't have money like that. You know what I'm saying? I was struggling too. Shit, I'm still struggling, but nah, like at that time, and see, and that's another thing I want to tell y'all, but you know, I really hate talking about myself and the things I do for people, but I'm making examples. But yeah, I'm like, dude, lady, I'm not taking you nowhere farther than across the street. Because that's what she was like, could you take me like further up the road? You know, I kind of want this. I forgot what she asked for, but she was like, I kind of want this. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And I'm already waiting on something, you know, from the guys. And she was like, well, can you at least give me some money? And I was like, all I got is $1. All I had is $1 in my wallet, you know. And she was like, I'll take that. And you should have seen the look on her face. She looked like she had some shit up her sleeve. You know what I'm saying? She was looking at me smiling, but it wasn't a real nice smile. It was a more so deceitful kind of smile, like she knew what she was doing. You know, real sneaky like. And I knew what was going on, but hey, she pregnant. What could she do to me? I mean, a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Baby come out from under, just like pull out a gun and get on me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, she was just looking at me, and I was looking for my wallet. Now this way I messed up. Don't do what I did. And it's different times. That was years ago. That was like 2016, I think. I mean, that ain't too long ago, but you know, compared to 2016 and now, it's much different times. But yeah, I turned around and I was asking my sister and I'm like, hey, you know, where my wallet at? I usually keep my wallet on me, but I think it dropped between the seats. So I was looking for it. She found it, gave it to me. I pulled out the $1. And let me tell y'all what this lady did. So at the time, I didn't know she jumped out the black truck. I know I said that at the beginning, but it's after the fact I found out she was in a black truck. This lady told me that she was homeless and she didn't have a ride and she was hungry. That's what she said. I'm starting to remember the story as it go. So I gave her the dollar. She looked at me and said, "Thank you." Then what she did, I said, "No problem." I put the window up. This lady dead ass ran away and got in a black truck 2 spaces across from us in the passenger seat. So she was with somebody thinking she was gonna get an easy lick. Came out with a dollar, my last dollar, which is very special. I felt like Mr. Krabs in that situation, you know what I'm saying? Me only dollar, you know? And I felt dumb. I ain't give a fuck about, helping out. It's like, hey, she pregnant and shit. I'm willing to help. I'm not gonna sit there and give you like $50. I'm not gonna sit there and give you $100. I'm not gonna drive your ass 2 hours up the road, but I'll give you $1 or I'll get you a meal. But yeah, she ran, got in the truck. I handled my business with AutoZone, and then I drove off. Now this way the shit got kind of, scary for me. So I was almost to my cousin them house. I was gonna drop them off home, and then I saw a truck like behind us. I thought it was them following us, you know what I'm saying? And then they got in the other lane to my left. They got in the left lane and then kind of sped up. And I was nervous because I was like, I got kids in the car with me. I don't want nobody trying to, shoot at us or hit us or set us up or try to, you know what I'm saying, do something crazy. But turned out it was almost black. It was a super dark green truck. Mind you, it was nighttime, so it was hard to see the color. Real dark, green truck passed us. I was nervous. So in that situation, you gotta pick and choose who you help. It's good to be a good person. And you could find yourself helping in many ways. You could be donating, you know what I'm saying? You could be giving back to your church, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. I done found myself giving money to churches, but I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about helping. I'm all about giving people rides and shit. Not everybody. It's been a while since I did some shit like that. But I'm kind of iffy on that. And this whole video, this podcast not supposed to be about, being careful. It's dead as just make sure you do it with good intentions, but make sure you mind yourself and make sure you be careful out here helping the wrong person or helping the right person. Because you could put on, there's people out here who claim they homeless. They could grab a sign and shit. Have y'all ever seen Don't Be a Menace, the South Central? That movie right there is a prime example. Old dude was pretending to be homeless, and then he got some money in his cup, and then he took that homeless shit off and had a nice suit on, and then got in his car and then drove up. I'm telling y'all, it was a movie, but it set an example for you never know. I see so many homeless people who got these signs, and especially in my city, I don't know what happened in my city, but a lot of homeless people starting to be on the side of the roads and shit and being where traffic at, and they, some people out here, you know what I'm saying, selling flowers, which, it is what it is, and trying to, you know what I'm saying, get easy money and shit. And I'm all for giving certain people money. Shit, sometimes I don't even give money. Sometimes you just got to give people food. You feel me? I gave a dude a lighter one time at Walmart because he wanted to smoke. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you mine. I'll be right back. And at one point, I don't think he believed me. I think he thought I was just trying to get out that little, situation. But I went back and gave him my lighter, because I'm like, I'll help people in that way. So it's not all about money. When you save a life, sometimes doing something small like that, and that's just helping people, not really saving a life, but sometimes helping people, it could go a long way in this world. Because, everybody, even having a conversation with somebody, even, talking to people about certain things, like life problems, or just giving somebody the time of day. And I know sometimes it's hard for people to accept that. You could find somebody who just going through just straight hell, and you want to talk to them, not necessarily about their problem, but just about anything. And they might find it hard to talk, or they might find it hard to accept, like, hey, somebody really care. Because as people, we got to learn to care about each other. It's hard because people use people these days, and you don't know who intentions are real. Some people help you and then they want something in return, and I've been in that position, where you ask somebody for something and then they act like it's all cool, and then next thing you know, they think they can come at you and, you know, ask you for something that you know you ain't got. And then if you say, well, no, or something like that, they get mad at you. It's like they expect you to help them in a timely manner. But helping people ain't got a time on it. You do it when it's right. You don't plan help. You just do it. I think that's it for this conversation. I don't really, it's so much you could talk about when it comes to helping people. I done saved lives. You know, I done saved somebody from drowning. I done saved somebody from getting crushed, you know what I'm saying, by like a big cabinet and shit like that. I've been there, you know, and I'm proud of that stuff. I don't usually talk about it, but I'm proud of that. To know that I was in a position to save a life or help somebody, you know, it goes a long way, and I don't expect nothing from it. And that's what, you know, and that's something and you know what? Before I end this, that's another thing I don't like. I pay attention to on social media. People recording people when they help them. It's like, you don't need to record people. I'm going to make a good example about that. You don't need to record people to show the world that you helping. Motherfuckers be talking all this shit about, well, you know, it invokes, you know, motivation for people and inspiration to help other people. It shows people, you know, it motivates people to want to get out there and help. I'm like, no, it's just showing, hey, look at me. I'm doing this. Give me some likes. Give me some attention. You don't need to record that shit. Especially like handing out money to homeless people or people who know they need it. That's just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about doing it without the cameras. I don't ever whip my camera out. I don't need to. It's like, why you need to sit there and record giving somebody, and you know what? I saw this video of this dude recording this little chick, and he gave her a phone. You know what I'm saying? Gave her a phone, a new phone with her mom right there. And fucked around and took the phone back, tried to take it back. Even went as far as to like grab at the phone while the little girl had it. And that's what I mean. Like, you don't need to sit there and do shit. It's so easy and comfortable for people to, you know, record things today for likes and attention. And then there's people out here who defend that shit. And it's like, charity to me starts with the heart. Like, you got to give back with the intentions of just helping people out here, because there's so many people out here going through hell. Why put somebody in the position to put their face on the internet when they already doing bad? You know, just do something out the and I'm not even gonna sit there and act like that's all people do. Yeah, you could give, you like, that's a 1 in a million thing it could be for one person. Like, they could sit there and give back 10 times off camera and then give back that 1 or 2 times on camera. But I still don't like that idea. You don't have to show the world. It's so easy for people to show the world and show these quote unquote fans and viewers and stuff like that what they're doing for the community. But my thing is, just do it. Let the world record you. Don't record yourself. Don't tell somebody, hey, pull your phone out, or take my phone, or take this camera, let's go out and record me doing this and that. Just do it. And then if somebody just so happen to record you without you knowing while you doing that, then hey, let that be their thing. But you don't need to sit there and do that shit. Let the world speak, you know, let the world speak. And you just take action. And that's what I'm about. I'm about taking action and helping people. I mean, I could sit there and tell y'all a few other things about me giving back and shit, but like I said, I don't talk about myself much, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real to myself kind of dude. I'd rather let my actions speak and I just let shit rock. You feel me? So that's it. Let me know what y'all think about giving back and the whole attention seeking phase that we in right now, where people record and try to do charity work on camera. How about that? Let me know what y'all think about that. If you got any times where you gave back or helped somebody or found yourself in an awkward situation like me and that pregnant lady, I don't know. Let me know. And expect the next podcast soon. I hope y'all enjoying this. You know, I like it. It's a different feel for me. You know, it's giving me time to kind of just talk and hash out things and get my opinion on certain things and actually express my knowledge and, you know, opinions on a lot of different subjects. We're gonna really get deep in it as time go by. But I hope y'all had a good time. Expect the next one soon. And I hope y'all have a good day and night.